Good afternoon, viewers and followers of Sararights TV. You're most welcome for our news at 1 here at Sararights TV, where we bring you the stories covering things that are going around us. Here are the top stories. Fraud claims Odamachaku rivalry and legal. Father and son sentenced to death for murder of former Ndiga clan leader Mbosa. Museveni pledges to rally East African community leaders to strengthen regional standby force. Lastly, Fulham leave pitch as Malaga take penalty into empty net. I am Florence. Let's have the stories into details. Leaders of the newly established livestock market in Onduparaka Ive division in Arua City have dismissed allegations that the facility is created to defraud traders or replace the Odamachaku livestock market. The clarification follows press briefing on Monday, August 10, 2026 by Ive Division Mayor Marlon Avutia, held after a mob attacked division leaders, including the mayor and the Diopet RCC, who had gone to Odamachaku to access the possibility of reopening the border markets in phase after its closure over Ebola outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo. He, however, raised a concern about the legality and conditions of the new market, saying it operates in a limited space without basic facilities such as toilet and fencing, and allegedly without approval from the local council. He said the market leaders had been summoned to explain the circumstances surrounding its establishment, stressing that no individual is allowed to establish a market without approval from the relevant local authority. There is a gentleman called Andama Richard. Surprisingly, this man now masquerades to be having a clearance from the division commander of UPDF, which is to do two things. One, to open a livestock market. Two, to encounter all livestock traders who are carrying animals on track to Democratic Republic of Congo. Responding to the allegation on Wednesday, Richard Andama, the accused executive director of WICAN, said the livestock market is established as a security measure to protect animals, promote cross-border trade, and reduce the spread of livestock disease. This establishment is not to create enmity with anyone or anyone, he said. Andama said the facility was not intended to compete with or undermine the Odamachaku market, but rather to support the livestock and create employment opportunities for young people and traders across West Nile. Meanwhile, West Nile Livestock Trade Association chairperson Patrick Okirori said the new market is established mainly to decongest the Arua abattoir and livestock market, which he said cannot accommodate the growing number of animals, including pigs. The dispute comes as authorities continue to grapple with the future of livestock and cross-border trade around Odamachaku, where the market has remained closed and aimed disease control concern. The disagreement, therefore, leaves the Onduparaka market facing questions over its approval and compliance. In another story, the High Court in Kampala has sentenced two men to death after they pleaded guilty to murdering former Ndiga clan leader Engineer Daniel Luama Bosa in February 2024. The High Court in Kampala has sentenced Bosa Tambula Lugwaya and his son Noah Bosa Lugwaya to death for the murder of former Ndiga clan leader Engineer Daniel Luama Bosa. The two pleaded guilty to murder charges before Justice David Matovu on Thursday, 14th August 2026, and were convicted on their pleas. The charges arose from the shooting of Engineer Bossa on February 24, 2024 at Kikandua village in Lunguja, Kampala. His killing shocked the Buganda kingdom and prompted investigation by security agencies into the circumstances during his death. During mitigation, Luaka asked the court and the deceased families for forgiveness. However, Gladys Bosha, the widow of the former clan leader, asked the court to impose the maximum penalty on the two men. Justice Matovu subsequently sentenced Luaga and Noah to death, bringing the case against the two prime suspects to an end. Three other suspects who denied the murder charges remain on remand and are expected to return to court in September 2026. Engineer Bossa served as leader of the Ndiga clan in Buganda Kingdom, where he was known by the traditional title Lwamwa. He also prominent businessman, particularly in the electronic sectors, and was widely known within Buganda's social business circle. Still in the stories in Uganda, President Museveni, the current chairperson of East African Community, has pledged to rally regional heads of state and government to strengthen the Eastern African Standby Force. Museveni made the commitment on Thursday, 14th of August 2026 at the State House, Entebbe, during a meeting with the General Ronald Rivanga, director of the EASF, who briefed him on the force's activities and sought his support in mobilizing regional leaders. The EASF is a regional space and security mechanism established in 2004 under the African Union Borders African Standby Force architectures. It brings together military, police and civilian capabilities to provide the region with a coordinated and rapidly deployable response to peace and security challenges, including peace support operations, humanitarian emergencies, and other crises. Rivanga asked Museveni to issue his regional influence to encourage Djibouti, Comoros, and Sudan to fully participate in the standby force as part of effort to strengthen the regional collective security and charters. The president also pledged to support efforts to strengthen the EASF's financial capacity, particularly in humanitarian assistance, rescue operation, rapid deployment, and emergency response. The engagement comes after the 36th Ordinary Police Organs meeting of the EASF in underway in Kampala from August 10 to 15, 2026. The meeting has brought together representatives and senior officers from EASF member states to discuss strategic, operational, and institutional matters aimed at strengthening the regional security mechanism. Rivanga also briefed Museveni on Uganda's contribution to EASF, including a recent concluded 3-day verification exercise assessing the country's military, police, and civilian capabilities pledged to the force. The exercise assessed Uganda's readiness, interoperability, personnel, equipment, and capacity for rapid deployment in support of peace operation across the region, Rivanga said. He said the verification activities were conducted at the Uganda Police Force, the International Peace Support Operation Training Center in Singo, and the Uganda Rapid Deployment Capability, URDC headquarters in Jinja. The exercise was conducted in accordance with the article of the agreement establishing the Ugandan African Standby Force, which provides for the verification of capabilities placed by members states. Rivanga further informed Museveni that the EASF leadership intends to engage heads of state and government at the highest political level following the summit to secure sustained political support for the force. He said the engagement will also provide an opportunity to advance discussions on strengthening the force's membership, financial and operational capabilities. The EASF leadership believes renewed engagement by heads of state and government is critical to ensuring that the regional standby force is adequately resourced, politically supported, and operational ready to respond when crises arise. In another story, a total of 350 students have enrolled for a 6-month free vocational skill training program at the Subway Skills Center in Kampala under the presidential initiatives on skilling the girl and the boy child. The students who make up the center's 8th cohort will receive training in 4 vocational disciplines: bakery, weaving, knitting, and shoemaking. The program is part of presidential initiatives aimed at equipping disadvantaged young people with practical skills to enable them to become self-reliant, secure employment, and improve livelihoods. At the end of the 6-month training, the students will be assessed by the Uganda Vocational and Technical Assessment Board UVTAB before graduating. They will then be encouraged to use the skills acquired to start business or seek employment opportunities. Katushabe Stella Maris, the supervisor of Subway Skilling Center, said the center provides breakfast and lunch to students to help them concentrate on their studies throughout the training period. She said the program primarily targeted disadvantaged young people, including youth from informal settlement and school dropouts, by giving them opportunity to acquire practical skills and a second chance in life. We target the unprivileged students, including those from the ghettos and school dropout. Our aim is to give them second chance so that they can live a better and happier lives, Katushabe said. Presidential initiatives on skilling the girl and boy child. Rona Kamohoro Nakutuka, the center administrator, said the facility currently has the capacity to train only 350 students because of limited space. She appealed for additional space and facilities, saying this would enable the centers to accommodate and train more young people. Natukunda said the program has transformed many young people who have passed through the center, with several graduates acquiring skills that have enabled them to start their own businesses. Many people have reformed and are now doing well because of these opportunities. We thank the President for helping the needy and those who had lost hope in life, she added. The students also expressed appreciation for the opportunity, saying the skills they are acquiring will help them become self-reliant and improve their livelihoods after completing the training. The presidential initiative on skilling the girl and boy child is a free vocational training program established by the State House in 2017 under the directive of President. Lastly, in sports news, Fulham's pre-season friendly against Malaga ended in bizarre fashion on Wednesday, with the Spaniards taking a penalty into an empty net as Alvaro Arriola side headed down the tunnel. Malaga equalized in the last minute of the normal time when defender Kelvin Basse was penalized for a handball that allowed Eneko Jaregi to convert from the penalty spot to make it 2-2. But that was only the start of the chaos. Former Real Madrid boss Arriola was sent off for seemingly demonstrating with the referee at full time, but he headed straight down the funnel with the rest of his player who believed that the match was over. With fans awaiting a shootout strike, Sararights placed the ball on the spot and converted into an empty net before celebrating with his teammates in front of home support at Malaga's Estadio La Rosaleda ground in southern Spain. Fulham maintained both sides agreed the match would end without a shootout should it end in a draw. We can confirm that the period of the match, both teams agreed that there will not be a penalty shootout in the event of a draw, Fulham wrote on X. And that brings us to the end of our news at 1. Let's have the wrap-up of the top stories. Fraud clouds Otomasaku rivalry and legal. Father and son sentenced to death for murder of former Ndiga clan leader Bossa. Museveni pledges to leaders to strengthen stand-by force. Lastly, Fulham leave pitch as Malaga take penalty into empty net. That was all we have for you this afternoon. I am Florence. Thank you. You can keep following us on all our social media platforms. You can get us in YouTube, in Facebook, in X, in TikTok. Thank you. Have the best of your day.